This game is it's a weird game. Woke up this morning, everything was great, right? Everything was great. No Free Lunch looked awesome. My Jazz looked awesome. Kings County looked great. We had a good week. Bad start to week, but a great week. Monday coming up tonight, I'm like, my Mini Miracle's in tough again. Can't really blame it. We continue to put her in the numbers of 3. They continue to move her up. We'll rectify that next week. She's not going in the numbers of 3 in Mohawk. We'll just race her London or Flamborough for a week. White Tiger in the Open. I don't really know, a lot going there. I'm not really, my expectations aren't high tonight. The race I'm watching is obviously Locatelli. 9-hole pick for second. A lot of questions swirling around a lot of horses that are in tonight. But going in, I have to know that it could be a rough night. But it was not of our volition. We didn't do it. So, just looking for good outings. So I went to the barn today. Addie was home with me, a little bit sick. So, she was in the car with me. So I didn't jog any horses. We had some switching around to do at the barn. I wanted to check on some horses, had some blood work to look at, had some calls to make. Just had a business day, So around 11:30, I get a couple of text messages from people on a phone call. Hey, are you watching the Preferred Equine site? I like David Reed, right? David Reed had called me a couple of days ago and asked what I thought, and I said I hadn't got into it yet. A new platform. David Reed has the eyes of everybody in horse racing and always does. This is Preferred Equine's David Reed. I said no, but I'd have a look. So I hadn't really got a chance to look. I knew there was 21 or 22 horses on the platform to sell today. I looked at the first few, brood mares. Now, the horse that interested me the most was a horse that raced against LD's Patrick. Was the favorite to beat LD's Patrick in the Meadowlands the other night. His name is Stay Close. Very interesting backstory on this horse. Joe Holloway had him at 2. He was, I think, the favorite in the Houghton, and ended up, as the story goes, it could be 4th person, 5th by the time you get it to you, broke his hock at 2. Very rare for a horse to break their hock in their racing schedule at 2. It doesn't happen very often. And when they said broke his hock, the first thing I thought of was, must have kicked the wall, right? And apparently that's what they believe he did. Kicked the wall, broke his hock. So, must have had some issues coming back. He ended up in the care of an Amishman. So you do the math. But this is 3 years ago. 2.5 years ago. So the Amish guy, apparently now take this story with a grain of salt. This is at least 3rd or 4th person news to you. Maybe 5th. The way the story was told to me, the Amish guy had the horse, a road horse guy, and said, he's just not flashy enough, big, coarse-looking, very big, coarse-looking horse, not really the road show type. So ended up training him back to race him. Wilbur Yoder, I drove him a few times. I can't remember the trainer's name that had him. I won't get it fast enough anyway. The trainer's name that had the horse. Let me see if I can get this quickly here, because I want the story to be accurate. Track it is up. So they race the horse a few times, and Ron Burke buys the horse. Ron Burke does well with him. He wins in a dead heat in 55 in the Meadowlands last week. Now, this is a horse. I'm just going to get it right for you here. Stay close. He's by Father Patrick. He's now 5. He has 6 wins, but only 41,000 made. Now, remember what I told you last week. Right tool for the right job. Now, it's upsetting that the numbers of 3 isn't filling here right now, but the numbers of 5 is combined. We have room. This is a better horse than My Mini Miracle. Supposed to be. So this is another great story here. So, Ron Burke buys the horse. Here, he makes a break. Apparently, he was hitting the bike. I actually believe that. I looked at a couple of his wins. There's a big high-trotting bike on the horse. These are specialty items. Now, the good news is we have one. I bought a specialty bike for Granite Hill. Unfortunately, we sold Granite Hill last week, but he did not go with the race bike, so we have a trotting bike. The horse then wheeled off 2 wins in 57. No, 1 win in 57, a 4th. Then he was a head winner in 56 and 4. Then he ends up racing at the Meadowlands. He makes a break on Joe Bongiorno, trots 56 and 4 after the break. Then he's 4th, trots 53 and 4. Then he wins in a dead heat in 55. Now, I will tell you right now, we bought this horse for $25,000. Steve, I didn't even have a bidding name. I wasn't even cleared to bid at the time. This will get even more cool, interesting here in a minute. So Steve Palermo, I said, are you bidding on this horse? He said, I was looking at him. Now, keep in mind, Steve and I are friends, but Steve does have horses with other trainers. Well, one other trainer for sure. And I didn't know whether, I didn't want to step on any toes. Steve said no. Buzzy didn't really want the horse. And I said, well, he was favored to beat Eldys Patrick, and I can tell you that I wouldn't take $1 less than 60 US for Eldys Patrick right now. Now, I'm not prepared to pay top dollar for this horse, but geez, Steve, there's 11 minutes left in the bidding, and he's at 24,000. So he stayed at 24, right down to a minute left. Steve Palermo bid once and got him for 25. Now, Steve did buy him, so he's going to speak for as many shares as he wants. I suspect there'll probably be 25% of Stay Close available tonight at the stable.ca website. Now, I need everybody. There's a lot of people that don't listen to all the videos, so they're going to be really upset when they wake up tomorrow and he's sold out. This horse will sell out quickly because he should. Non-winners of 41. He's 41,000 made. He's got a mark of 54 and 3, by the way, which he took as a 2-year-old in a kindergarten division. This horse was the favorite, second in the elimination of the Houghton, and then finished 8th. 14-1. Scott Zeron drove him. Anyway, that's ancient history. Who cares? Right now, the horse trotted him 53 and 4 3 weeks ago. So, big horse. Come to Ontario. He fits all the classes that Eldys Patrick just ran through, in case you're wondering. Very, 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 very happy with the purchase of Stay Close. So I have a pretty good relationship with Mark Weaver, so I'd asked him about him. He said, no, what you see is what you get. You know, he broke his hock at 2, big horse. You know, he could do it the Meadowlands, but I suspect Ron Burke has a number of horses to fit this class. But at $25,000, I don't see how you go wrong with Stay Close. So that's done. I'm like, oh, super. Wow, I didn't think I'd end up with a really nice trotter today, and I did. That's awesome. So, I get scrolling down the entries of the sale. 37 minutes left in a horse. He's at 130,000. It's a racehorse. I'm like, wow, what's this? His name is Patrick the Piranha. Just putting it in now. A. He's from Australia. Now, I look down. Wow, that's a nice horse. He raced in the Open this weekend. Finished 5th at 11-1 for George Brennan. Nick Drennan was the trainer. They brought him in from Australia. So he arrives in from Australia. He qualifies in 52-1 last quarter, 26-1. And then my old brother Mark drives him his first start. 48-4 last quarter and 26-4 on September the 18th, 2021. He was a winner. So just to paint the picture quick in a number of different directions, a winner in 48-4, then 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 5th, 5th, 8, a winner in 50-3 with George Brennan last quarter, 26-1, 3-2, 5-5. Now the story from Mark, and again, I got the feeling that it wasn't an official story. This is like what he heard from someone, or maybe Nick told him. The guy that bought him, Arrhythmic LLC, they wanted a horse for them, George Morton Levy. They thought this was the one. After racing in the Open at 11-1, they decided maybe it isn't the one. Maybe he's not the one. So they put him up for sale to build capital to buy another horse. So he raced on Saturday. He paced 50-3, 26. This is an open pacer. Now, just to refresh the memory of everybody here, we had compiled $175,000 to go buy Which Way to the Beach. Now, I had told everybody last minute, I really didn't like the horse, even at 175, and he went for like 370, 380, 390, some astronomical amount of money for a 5-year-old gelding. 4-year-old gelding that's unproven. This horse, good-looking horse. Now, he's 7, but again, Australia, coming from Australia, it's always a little bit different, right? So what we just bought was an open pacer that just raced in the Open. Fresh as a daisy. He's got how many starts in North America? 5. 5 this year, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 last year. Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anyway, the horse is fresh. He's not tired. I tend to believe, looking at the lines, I'm always skeptical about buying a horse like this, but then hearing Mark talk about him, and then Mark, you have to understand, my brother Mark's probably the cheapest human being on earth. He said he's worth 140 to 150 easy. He said even if he's not an open pacer, Even if he's not an open pacer, he's worth that all day long. This is a horse also that raced. Yannick Gingras drove him at 85 cents on the dollar, raced at Yonkers, finished third in the non-winners at 30, so the 30,000 class, got to be somewhere near the backup class, was 85 cents on the dollar. Where was the Yannick one again? Yeah, 85 cents on the dollar and finished third. So he's the favorite, beaten favorite in what I assume is the backup class, or non-winners of 30,000 last 5, so it'd have to be pretty close to there. So a good horse. The only problem was I didn't know anything about him. Never heard of him before, never heard of his name before. I know nothing about the horse, only from what my brother Mark has told me about him, only from the stories that I heard from other people in that 20-minute time frame. But at the same time, as I said, this industry is a weird industry. You can never stop moving, ever. Now, I'm thinking to myself, as I'm thinking of bidding on this horse, I had made some phone calls. We have people that are going to speak up for the horse. That's always my unwritten rule, right? We have to have a chunk of the horse purchased before we purchase the horse, if that makes sense to you. So I'm thinking to myself, we just bought a horse for 25 that I know is worth 40, for sure. Maybe it's the new platform. Maybe people, because, you know, people in this industry don't adjust very quickly, right? They don't. On gate, I would have thought this horse would have brought a lot, but this is a new platform that Preferred Equine is trying out. So, did we just get value because there's a new platform? Because I know one thing. Looking at this horse's lines, he's not lost in with a which way to the beach. He's not lost in the open. In fact, here's his betting line odds for every start in North America. That's what kind of horse this is. Qualifier, $2 favorite, so $6 favorite, he wins in 48 and 4. Then he's 4 to 1. Then he's 20 cents on the dollar. He's a winner in 52 and 2. 8 to 1, 10 to 1, 6 to 1. $6 favorite again, win in 50 and 3, 26 and 1 on the end of it. 85 cents on the dollar. 3 to 1, 6 to 1. His last start in the Open at the Meadowlands at 11 to 1 was the longest odds he's ever seen for himself in North America. This is the open pace. This is the Preferred, going for $34,500 at the Meadowlands. The best horses, theoretically, racing in North America, and he's 5th at 11 to 1. So I can attack this a number of ways. You aren't buying American History, Covered Bridge, Sonny Weaver, Tito Rocks, Dean B. Hanover, Captain Barboza. Well, Captain Barboza sold for 170. Mark drove him for Dan Renaud. This horse beat him. Captain Barboza was 2 to 1. Mark drove him. This horse at 11 to 1 beat him. They give 170 or 80 for Captain Barboza. And we just picked up Patrick the Piranha A for 140,000. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a lot of money. This is short timing. This is not generally how people do business in this industry, but you never know when something is about to fall into your lap. It may have. Maybe it was a pile of shit. I don't know. But from the driver, the person I've talked to, and a number of people, not a number, 2 people that are pretty close to the situation, told me this is a legit nice horse. They all had the same story. One of them being my brother, that they were looking for a better horse. They wanted the winner of the George Morton Levy, and they didn't think this guy was that. Okay, no problem. He can come to Ontario right now. So, super excited. I woke up today with a really nice barn of horses, right? Something we could all be proud of, something we've all worked towards, and we just found 2 that fit in perfectly. Maybe the best horse we've ever had that we put harness on right now and race right now, we just purchased. So, an odd day, but a great day. I had to come out to my office here, out to my car, and report to you. I suspect at minimum there'll be 25% of each of these horses available tonight, but a simply extraordinary day at the stable.ca. I can't believe this just happened. But you have to be ready, right? You have to be ready, and you have to be ready to move in this industry. It moves quickly, it's very fluid, and it's easy to get left behind. So I may or may not have get left behind today, but we bought 2 very, very, very good-looking horses for, quite frankly, what I think was quite a bit less. I know for sure Stay Close is worth more than 25. I'm surprised they let him go for that. And from what I see on the lines and from the people I talked to, one of them who won in 48 with the Pacer 3 months ago, just underpaid for another horse. It's a very nice horse. So really happy with both our acquisitions today. I couldn't be more pumped. Very, very, I feel lucky. I feel like it's a lucky Monday. But super excited, super excited. We continue to grow our barn and put better horses in our stables, and this will only make for better racing for everybody. So please, if you want to join me in being a part of Patrick the Piranha A and Stay Close, we purchased them both today. We're going to be paying for them in the next 48 hours. So I will be reaching out to a number of people to ensure we get that done. So I hope you had a good day. I had one of the most odd and weird and exhilarating last 2 hours of maybe I've had in quite a long time. That was something else. So I will talk to you all very soon. I hope you had a good day. I'm having a great day so far. Please join me in my great day if you'd like to. Take care.